Okay, the next reproduction we are going to discuss in the case of insects. In the case of insects, we are discussing about two types. That means in the case of cockroach and also in the case of butterflies. So the life cycle, we know the life cycle is the development process from younger ones to the adult. Okay, so in the case of cockroach, life cycle consists of three stages. First one is egg, second one is, you can see, nymph, and third one is what, adult cockroach. And also in the case of butterfly, that is four stages. First one is egg, and also larva, pupa, and finally adult. So we have, I know, I think you guys are already, or you guys remember these things, isn't it? So in the case of insects, we are discussing we have discussed about two types, in the case of cockroach and also in the case of butterfly. Okay, now uh, cockroach cockroach, in the case of cockroach, eggs, nymph, and what, adult. So let me look. That is, there are okay, the young ones, the young ones which comes out, the young one which comes out from the egg, that is called nymph. The young ones of what, the young ones of cockroach are called nymph. And then the nymph grows. That process is called what, that process is called molting, which means that process is called molting. That is, they shed their skin. They are going to shed their skin and then become the adult cockroach. They become the adult cockroach. From the egg, they just hatch out and comes. They are called nymph. They are called nymph. That is the young ones of cockroach. In the development process, this nymph shed their skin. That process is called molting, and also that is process called molting, and then they become adult cockroach. Okay, so this is in the case of what, cockroach. And next we are moving to the next, in the case of butterfly, that is four stages. In the case of butterfly, there is four stages. We know that egg, and larva, pupa, and adult. Now just look at the what happens. The from the egg, just from the egg, the butterfly hatches out, and that is called larva. That is called larva. Larva is differently look different. That is, the larva is very different from the case of adult. They look very different from the from the adult butterfly. Okay, this larva, what, they start to eat the leaves. They start to eat the leaves, and they grows rapidly. They grows rapidly. After sometimes it stops eating. After sometimes it stops eating, and there is a covering form around it. There is a covering forms around it. That covering is called a cocoon. Very important point. There is a covering formed around the larva, that is called a cocoon. This stage is called pupa. This stage is called pupa. Inside the cocoon, larva changes into butterfly, and then adult butterfly, and they emerges after breaking the covering. They comes out after breaking the covering. So this is the process in the case of cockroach and butterflies. In the case of cockroach, there is three stages, and also in the case of butterfly, four stages. In the case of cockroach, egg, nymph, and also what, adult. In the case of butterfly, egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Okay, students, so you can see the picture in the textbook. So you need to study well and write the TP. Okay, and also in the case of some more animals, that are reptiles, frogs, fish. They are also lay eggs for reproduction. In the case of reptiles, animals like lizards, turtles, snakes, and crocodiles are called reptiles. Okay, students, so these reptiles are also what, they are also lay eggs for reproduction. They lay eggs in the ground and also they protect their eggs. The eggs are warmed by the sand and hatch. They lay eggs on the sand. From the sand, eggs get warm. Okay, female, in the case of crocodile, simple example is given here. Female crocodile generally remain near the rest to protect the eggs, and once eggs hatch, they help the young ones to reach the water. In the case of crocodile, they stay near to the eggs. After hatching, the younger crocodiles comes out, and also they helps the parent cockroach helps the younger cockroach to reach the river. Okay, in the case of cockroach. And in the case of frogs, it's very important point, that is frogs have the ability to live both land and also in water. They have the ability, they live both in water and also in sand. That kind of animals are called amphibians. So give an example for amphibian. It is frog. Okay, so in the case of frog, they are also lay eggs. After hatching, the first the younger one of frog is called tadpoles. That head eggs are hatched into tadpoles. We heard that name, Walmaki, isn't it? Okay, that is called tadpoles. And also these tadpoles are lives in water and they undergoes changes becoming adult frog. Okay, that is three. In the case of frog, that is three stages: egg, tadpole, and then what? Adult frog. Okay, you can see the picture there. Okay, and in the case of fish, fish lay thousands of eggs in water, in which only few hundreds are hatched. Okay, so this is in the case of reproduction, which by what? Laying eggs. Okay, students.